What is happening, everybody? Welcome in. It's kind of cold in here. It feels like hell froze over or something. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you. We are live on the WrestleSense page and the Hardcore Sports Network. Good to see everybody, each and every one of you guys and gals, all that good stuff. I'm going to show you a couple videos here tonight. We're going to talk about what went down on Saturday. I wanted to say Sunday, but it was Saturday. And yes, that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about what happened, a big return. R-Truth is back. Yeah, baby. R-Truth is back. One of my favorite parts on Raw tonight actually was R-Truth. But we'll see how it goes. We'll talk a little bit. I don't know if any of the boys from WrestleSense or anybody's going to pop in, but it's not going to be as long a stream as I thought it would be. I think just like the other night, CJ told me I expected too much for Survivor Series. I think I expected too much tonight as well. And that's okay. Good show. Expected too much. Let's check out who's in the chat. That's what really matters here. We'll give you guys a couple minutes for people to pop in. Triple Beats in the house. Gav is here. 8 hours you've been here waiting. Damn. Thank you. Chuck is in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, we'll get to that, Riley. What are you spoiling shit for? If he doesn't say something to run people the wrong way, is he really CM Punk? Greg is in the house. Good to see you. I'll share my thoughts on the whole thing here momentarily. Just stick around for a little bit. I'll share how I felt about tonight and what led up to tonight is what I'm going to focus on first. The other night I did have a surprise live stream just popped up. Next thing I know, 2 hours later, we had Monstar on here, Jason from That Wrestling Podcast. We had guys from Ray and CJ stop by. Obviously, Doc was out working a show that night. So he was doing his thing. He wasn't working the show. He was at the show, the Collision and tapings in Pittsburgh. So, I don't want to sound like a downer. I mean, I'm excited about wrestling even more so now than I normally am because of this return. I'm not a huge CM Punk fan. I remember when CJ did beat CM Punk a long time ago. I like to remind people in a little small VFW here near where I grew up. But yeah, it's good for business. Definitely something that I could barely sleep that night, to be honest. I slept for 3 or 4 hours, got up and did the red zone, and we'll see. Let's talk about what went down. I'm going to play. Let's see. Got a little video to play here first. No, I don't have it loaded here. All right. So we're going to talk about his return first. People watching a replay, I'm not going to be here very long. I was expecting, I'll be honest, I was expecting him to come out at the beginning, start the show with him, and then end the show with him somehow. But we'll discuss. And I'm open for you guys to, in the chat, sound off and let me know how you feel about it as well. So let's go back. Raw tonight. Before we talk about that, let's go way back. 10 years ago, we got the pipe bomb. This is going to be real hot coffee, so I might burn my damn mouth. Tea, I mean. It's fucking delicious. All right. The pipe bomb. Punk coming out. Some people say going into business. Saying what he had to say, being CM Punk. And I said this the other night when we did our podcast on the big return, right after Survivor Series. I said, screw it, let's go live, let's talk about it. And I was so skeptical because normally in WWE, one big return is the return of the show. So when they announced Randy Orton, I thought, yeah, it's going to be all about Randy Orton. Cool. He looked phenomenal. He's back. And he actually had a match tonight. Go figure. R-Truth returning. I joke about it, but from an injury, I'm glad to see him come back. I'm excited. He did a couple little skits in the back today, which was great. Funny as hell. Always loved R-Truth all the way back to the NWA days of Ron Killings. But Punk left this company 10 years ago. And as we'll talk about later, it's kind of funny how he ended the show tonight. He didn't make too many friends going out. Actually, today marks 9 years since 9 years to the day from the CM Punk Colt Cabana podcast, where two friends weren't really friends anymore. A lot came out. People, he's been a man that always speaks his mind. And a lot of people like that. A lot of people didn't like it. He got political with a t-shirt in AEW. A lot of people didn't like it. So he did return to AEW. It was a big deal. The ratings went up. The people felt, it was in Chicago just like Saturday. So that's what we got. We got, and the thing about tonight was this was never supposed to happen again. You burned so many bridges, but we'll talk about why later along the way. I got some screenshots and we'll discuss basically what it all boiled down to. CM Punk polarizing, I guess, I think is one of the best ways to describe him. You love him or you hate him. And it's a thing that was been said in wrestling before. What's best for business. His t-shirts already went nuts that night. The shop crashed. So we'll see. So on his way out, not only, that, then we got this. We had him blowing a little kiss. See you, Vince. I'm out. I got the title. A lot of bad things, if you want to say, on the way out. He went to an MMA career, 0-2. People shit on that. But hey, that's legit fighting as opposed to studio wrestling, which I love. But, even though he lost 2 matches, he proved he can actually fight in real life as well, in my opinion. But this is him on his way out. Punk said goodbye. And the way he did it, everyone would think that was the last time you'd ever see him in WWE. Did it end up being that? Tonight we saw otherwise. Let's talk about now. Andy Price, what's happening, my friend? Good to see you. Survivor Series, War Games. I'm normally a pretty positive person. I don't gripe a lot about a lot of things, and a lot of great reviews, a lot of humble ho-hum reviews. I miss the 4-on-4 traditional elimination matches. I get it. I'm a huge War Games fan too. Not really my War Games, but I'm just happy to have 2 rings and the dynamic of in between the ring and 2 different rings set up and War Games. We'll talk more about this show as a whole Thursday night on the WrestleSense podcast with the boys. I just figured tonight, such a historic night in wrestling. You know, no matter how it turned out, leading up to this point, once again, I'll keep repeating myself. This was never supposed to happen. CM Punk is back. He returned at the end of Survivor Series, and they did it perfectly, in my opinion. I think they did it tremendously. You saw the logo on the bottom. Commentary was already off. The music was playing. They pan out. You see the whole crowd. And then the music hits. Punk walks out. Actually, a lot of people didn't even believe it was him until they actually saw him. Just because the music came on, people still didn't buy it. And I was on a watch along with Earl Cole, Sarah, and Mac the Giants fan from Hardcore Sports Network. I'm sorry. And, you know, from that, we had a little short, which was, I'm going to play it here. Very quick, very, very to the point. It was only a couple seconds, but I'm going to share my screen here and show you what I'm talking about.
Oh.
There's your surprise.
CM Punk just came out.
It really happened.
Oh.
There's your surprise.
CM Punk just came out.
It really happened.
So there you have it. Earl, the host, had turned his TV off. It was done. Over. And then Sarah saw it. Mac the Giants is like, oh. Sarah said, are you seeing this? And I was waiting for a big surprise. I didn't think it would happen. But then again, it did happen. And it was a surprise. And to me, I wrote this down because, you know, this is, to me, wrestling is about moments. It's about title changes. It's about big returns. It's about surprises. And I was surprised. Obviously, great fights, good matches. But I want to be surprised. I want to be entertained. I've said that a million times. That's what I expect in a wrestling show. So we got him back. So what happens now? What's next? I mean, he came out in Bryan Danielson's t-shirt. I made the Danielson t-shirt jokes on X. I made the R-Truth is back. That's the big news on X. Actually, I do want to share the screen again because after we did this 2-hour podcast, right? I jumped back on a watch along that I normally watch a lot. He's still on right now, actually. Wrestling Days. Big shout out to Wrestling Days. I interviewed him earlier in the year, and great dude. Tons of subscribers. Let's see, he's at 282,000 subscribers. So it's like, I didn't think the guy would ever let me interview him. So I jumped back over to his podcast, his watch along. He went 9 hours strong that day from before the show to the end of the show. And right at the end, I went in and I typed in Days. I can't believe he came back. R-Truth is back. So I made the R-Truth joke. And here, I'll just let you see it for yourselves. All right, so Wrestling Days. This is after War Games is over, late night, and I was like, let's pop over to Days and drop a comment. He normally has so many people in his chat too that your comments don't get read, which is fine. But listen to how he ended his show, and shout out to me, I guess. This is how he ended his show with a great little sidebar about wrestling and how he felt right after that moment. And I agree with how he felt with that moment. And he gave me a little shout out. Let's check it out.
If you looked at the cards and decided to skip Survivor Series, I can only imagine you're in a gutter right now in tears. And you know what? It's where you deserve to be. And if you think that wrestling's rubbish, you need to get in that same gutter because wrestling is the best. It is the best. And tonight was maybe the best example of it. So thanks a lot for joining us. Appreciate the support as always. Have a great evening wherever you are. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. And as Blaze Radio says, days. I can't believe R-Truth is back. I know, mate. I know. R-Truth, baby. R-Truth, baby. If you looked at the cards and decided to skip Survivor.
So that's how he ended his show. Goodness gracious. That was great. That was great. That was great. So big shout out to me. So thank you, Days. You're always fun to watch, bro. If you guys aren't subscribed to Wrestling Days, you like watch-alongs and stuff. Toy hunts is how he got big. But I had to drop my R-Truth joke over there, and it worked. Sean C is in the house. Good to see ya, brother. Welcome in. And who did I give a shout to? Atticus Black is here. And Grega, and where was saw Andy pop in as well. Andy, big shout to everybody who joined the other show too. We did a show on Saturday night where I had a bunch of guests. Mordrin came on, Andy came on. Yeah, I was messing with Cody Hagan. I only let him get a couple words in. Cody plays ball very well, though. I like messing with him. But it was fun. He came out. CM Punk came out. The music played, and that was it. Odds, if you want to pop on, man, here. I'm going to drop it in the StreamYard link in the Facebook reunion. So there's a new post in the Facebook reunion page. If anybody else wants to pop in and give their 2 cents towards the end here, let's continue. And I know I got Atticus here. We'll get his thoughts here momentarily. So Phil looked good, man. I mean, I like women, but Phil looked phenomenal. And we saw him in AEW. There was a couple times he looked a little out of shape, and but as CJ put it so eloquently, it's going to be a different story this time around. And I think Punk addressed that tonight. We'll talk about what he did say here in a few minutes. And Doc's going to pop on and give his thoughts as well. But they gave him the last 8 minutes of the show tonight. We'll talk about that. Let's continue to discuss exactly what happened on Saturday. So you had Punk come out, the music played, and then a whole bunch of people got worked. Let's talk about it. He did his little sit thing. He didn't do that tonight, but he did his. I said it'd be nice if he came out on Monday Night Raw tonight, started it out, sat down, and dropped a couple little pipe bombs. So I mean, we'll talk about exactly what he said in a few minutes. But Punk made his appearance, music played, and that's how the show ended. Now, some of the videos that made their rounds on social media that happened after he walked to the back made a lot of news, and rightfully so. And boy, did a bunch of people bite that bait and get reeled right in. Let's talk about it. Which was the biggest return? And like I said earlier, normally a WWE big show would focus on one return. So you think one return, it's just going to be Orton. They're going to focus on him. That's kind of what they did tonight on Raw, which I didn't mind. So we'll get a couple people's opinions here towards the end. Once we get there, I'll bring Doc on. We have a special video that Doc wants to present. And I can't wait to show you guys that. And keep in mind, we're all pretty much adults. A lot of us don't act like adults, but we're all adults, mostly in this community. But wrestling's for the kids. And It really is. That's where it starts. We all fell in love, most of us, when we were kids. And if you think about the opinions of the adults you see on the internet, always try to keep in mind that's not the majority of wrestling fans. People knock casuals, but hey, the casuals are a majority of the wrestling fans out there. Go to indie feds, go to the shows, look around. You'll see tons of kids, tons of families. More so in WWE, the families than other places. And like, you go to some of the more hardcore indies, you're going to see a bunch of dudes, that want to see a bunch of blood. But the kids, man, and that's the beauty of it. And Jason put it so eloquently the other night from That Wrestling Podcast. Watch wrestling like you're a kid. And I try to. That's why I'm not really much of a critic. I don't come on here and say it should have been this way, it should have done that way, book it this way, book it that way. We do our fantasy booking and have fun. But I like to watch what happens and react. Everyone has their own WrestleSense, and we say that all the time. That's the basis of this show. I wanted to do a podcast that's different than all the other ones. I'm just the host. The real opinions come from Doc, CJ, and Ray, who've been in the business. I talked about it before. We got some people in the community that are now in the business. We talked about Ghazi. We talked about Riley Wolf. Those guys are working. They're behind the scenes. They're putting the rings together. They're in the back learning. They're meeting some of these guys outside the element instead of rushing around WWE guys at a fucking airport or a bus terminal and bugging them for an autograph that you're going to put on eBay to make money. Sorry, little rant. But some of them will stop and sign. Some of them, that's too much. That's annoying. They have lives, so it was great to see all three of these guys back for three different reasons. R-Truth, Orton, suffering injuries, gone. Punk, on the outs, in a different company, MMA wrestling, never thought he'd be back. But the feeling I got, like you just saw with Wrestling Days, and they showed all the clips tonight of all the different content creators and people that were watching, the reactions, the guy that just goes, and speechless, is hilarious. I mean, reactions of fans, it's pure. That's emotion. Whether you liked him or not, he's back. And I think if you haven't watched our show from Saturday, go back and watch what CJ Sensation had to say. It's going to be different this time. And Punk gave me those vibes in his promo tonight. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I'm trying to stall for Doc to get in here so he can show the video. Let's talk about what happened after the show. Right before the music, you got Drew storming up the ramp and out. Man, a lot of people made a lot out of that. I didn't. I thought he's been losing. He just lost. He's not going to be happy. I don't think this had anything to do with Punk. I think it was just Drew being pissed. And he mentioned that. We'll discuss it here in a little bit. Hold on. Let me go back to the actual returns and bring on the man. Doc,
what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. All
right, good. I'm just using my phone for this. I apologize now, but
all I did so far is basically we went back to the pipe bomb, showed him when he left the company with the kiss goodbye, and then we saw him with Bryan Danielson's T-shirt coming out on Saturday. So we're to here, and 3 returns. I just said I didn't think it would happen because when WWE does a big return, it's normally all about that person. Hardly ever do you see like 4 big returns in one night. And I joke around that R-Truth was the biggest return. I've been trolling people all the time.
I'm happy. I was happy to see Truth, man. I was happy to see Truth. It was really cool. I loved tonight's segment with the donuts or the jelly rolls. I couldn't stop laughing. I loved when Finn at the end, he walks out and Finn's like, "Look at our damn couch." I was done. I was done for the night.
R-Truth is gold. And all the way back to Ron Killingan's NWA, he looks like that. He looks like he did now. I mean,
he doesn't age, man. He doesn't age at all.
How good, Randy Orton. I mean, I like women, like I said before, but he looked phenomenal. Randy
Orton.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, he's done a lot of work, man. He's put a lot of work into himself. And if you hear Michael Cole's commentary, he said that he had a lot to do with what was going on and everything. And I mean, I dug it. You know what I mean? I dug it. So
I just said earlier, I gave you a nice little intro. I was stalling for you to come in, and I said, a lot of people don't realize that we're mostly adults in this community, or most of us, we don't act like adults, but we're mostly adults. But wrestling is about the kids. Wrestling's about the youth. Most of us fell in love with this when we were young. And a lot of people don't realize when you go on the internet, you're only seeing adults' ideas and thoughts that, you know, the kids' reactions and how they feel. And Jason from That Wrestling Podcast was on the show Saturday night, and he reiterated what he said before: watch wrestling like you're a kid. And that's what I do. I like to react on what happens. And yeah, I'm not going to bust your balls for not being here the other night. I know you were out having a good time, and we'll go over some of the great pictures you got on Thursday. Phenomenal. But I do want to play this video. Doc has he's 8, 9?
9
now. See, so a 9-year-old kid who loves wrestling.
Now, can I after you're done, I'm going to explain how I got him to do. Well, not got him to do this, but you could say pulled the swerve on him. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that, you know, a lot of people don't think that the majority of wrestling fans are the casuals, the kids, the families.
Yeah, definitely.
And
100%.
most people think it's all the marks or the internet people that talk about it. I have to bring that up because a lot of people don't think about that. And when you sent me the video, I was like, until you explained, you know, so you can set up the video here before we watch it, because it's gold. But you got to know why this is his reaction.
First of all, you know, to quote a wise man that was in the chat just now, yeah, wrestling is for all ages.
Yes,
it's not just for kids. And to me, you know, I still get giddy. I still get happy if I see returns. So I think that's the big thing about wrestling is that's how AEW got its popularity. People just kept coming out of that curtain, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And Triple H kind of saw an opportunity, and boy, did he hit it. For some reason, Survivor Series, Triple H is writing always is its best. If you look at the Survivor Series when the WWE Network first came out, it was the biggest. Wasn't the first pay-per-view on that on the network. I think it was like 2 or 3 in, but they knew they had to do something. They knew they had to do something big, and that's whenever you had the corporation or whatever they were called.
Yeah,
I think corporation or something against John Cena's team, and then Big Show turned, and everybody thought, "Oh God, this is it!" And here comes Sting out of nowhere, and he just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was one of the best pay-per-views I ever saw. Dolph Ziggler ended up being the sole survivor, which I thought was amazing, and things like that. So Triple H did it again this year, not only with Randy Orton and of course R-Truth. I'm not going to take anything away from Truth, but the simple fact is, didn't even hint, and all he had to do is play music. No comment, no, hey, he has returned. He just walked out. I mean, hell, in his own hometown. Come on now. But to set up the story with Bodie, so I tell Bodie that there's a Twitter contest, and you have to take a picture by your TV during Survivor Series. Now, at this time, I just want to say thank you, Tommy Welsh, wherever you are, because I hope you shit yourself on your way home from work. He decided to ruin the ending of Survivor Series as I'm standing there meeting Tony Khan.
Wow, I saw
as we were talking to Tony Khan, which we'll talk more about that on Thursday.
Definitely.
I get, oh my God, CM Punk's here. Or CM Punk, oh my God. And I just put, you dumb son of a bitch. And I put all these different expletives. He was going on a date. I said some really derogatory things I won't say on this channel. And at that point, he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, fuck off. So at that point, I still love Tommy, but he's a dick. At that point, I said, okay. So I kept CM Punk in my back pocket the whole way. Denny's, everywhere.
So
that's why I kind of didn't.
Bodie didn't hear that when he said
Bodie does not know CM Punk. So I typed out my expletives. I had to remain professional. You know, I was looking at my hopefully future boss one day, right? So at that point, we're watching Survivor Series, and Bodie goes, man, Dad, and my friend was like just making over, oh my God, dude, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I wonder if it happened the way I wanted it to. Because my friend Keith said it would be brilliant if Orton walked out like halfway down the ramp and CM Punk attacked him. And that was how they, like, you know, which I get it, but I don't get it. You know, I mean, I kind of dug that, but I kind of liked how they did this. So I told Bodie, stand in front of the TV. And what we'll do is we'll take pictures and we'll put it in the contest. And he's like, okay. So he knows nothing at this point. Go ahead and play the video. Please, go ahead.
All right. Of anything that I took, it was like one of the best kept secrets, man. All right, let's take a look at it. This is Doc setting up his kid.
All right, buddy, smile. Just hold it there. Just keep it there. Hold on. Oh, I gotta get this focused. Hold on. Oh, this isn't focusing. He has returned.
The first,
I took a couple gut shots at that point. He started punching and hitting me. He was like, "Why would you? Don't you post that? Don't you show it to anyone?" I was like, "Okay, sure."
The first time I watched it, I didn't get the initial sad face right when the music hit, but I got his reaction looking at the TV and just walking towards you. But that's gold. I mean, you set him up well. And sorry, Bodie, if you watch this anytime in your life that we did put it out.
We can show Thursday again. We'll piss him off.
Yeah.
But I just and the simple fact is, I told him at the end of tonight too. I even told him, I was like, nobody leaves for good wherever they're at when it comes to professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan, nobody thought he was ever going to come back to WWE. Here, him and the NWO come rolling right in. Jeff Jarrett. No one thought you'd see Jeff Jarrett in WWE again after he left for something. Boom, Jeff Jarrett was there. And then Jeff Jarrett also returned to WCW at one time.
Well, I said it earlier. I said, returns, surprises, title changes, great fights. Those are moments. That's what I want in a wrestling show. So let's keep going here. We got this reaction from Drew, right? And a lot of people said, "Oh, Drew's mad because Punk's back." And then I did watch Fightful afterwards, where Sean Ross Sapp said, and he confirmed, nobody knew about this except for Nick Khan, Triple H. He said right before the match they told the fighters in the match, which best kept secret, and that's what Tony Khan and Triple H need to do. Wait till the very end. Don't tell a lot of people because we want surprises and someone's going to spoil it. So, Drew reiterated this tonight. It's not about Punk. Like everyone was saying, "Oh, Drew's going to leave, go to AEW, go to Impact, but Punk's there." It was all part of the story regardless. He wants the world title, and they talked about that tonight as well. That story got further. Then you got this. Seth Rollins freaking out. Middle finger, fuck you, trying to go after him. Michael Cole holding him back. Did you see the video of Michael Cole dancing to Punk's entrance music?
Yes, whenever he first come out.
And Corey just standing there like, Corey sold it well too. But these guys, I mean, it's best for business. People got I actually had heard on a podcast, Punk will beat Seth at Mania, and then Seth and Becky will go to AEW. Oh, my God.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God.
And I'll reiterate this. I've been saying this since this show has started, when it first premiered. I'll say it during the Easy era. I'll say it. Watch it both. Watch them both. Have fun. Don't wish bad on the other one, because you know what? It's a great time in wrestling, man. It's fun, and Impact's now starting to make an impact, as TNA again. So
dude, I couldn't sleep Saturday. I slept for 3 hours because I was so excited. I mean, we were on for over 2 hours. But I mean, Seth come out on the house show on Sunday, and he did cut pretty much the same promo tonight. He's not going to waste any breath on someone who's been gone for 8 years and done, and he said he's called him a cancer. He's told him to stay away in all those interviews. But, you have to believe at this point, there was a conversation. This is what's going to make money. Let's put your they might hate each other in real life. Who fucking cares? They're going to fight. They're going to have a match. It's going to be huge. So
the thing is, you got to look back. Like Seth Rollins has already worked with CM Punk. Whenever he was the one that hired the Jesus Christ, the Shield. Sorry, wow.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting names left and right. And by the way, whoever put the Authority, thank you.
Yeah.
But like I said, they've worked together before, and like Becky. Did you notice her promo?
She was busted up pretty bad too.
But did you hear what she said?
Most of it.
There's going to be a fight. I'm going to have to start a couple on my own or something like that. But I think this is going to be a husband and wife versus CM Punk thing. I think you might actually see Seth and CM Punk go at it, but I think Becky's going to stick her nose in it. And I really think you're going to see the return of AJ Lee.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit too.
Yeah.
So and then we got one more reaction that made the internet, which was hilarious.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Look at her dump truck, man. Holy hell.
Man.
Rhea gave a finger. She did the timeout thing. Who cares? And actually, there was someone who did a lip reading for Dom, and Dom said something like, he's money or something like that, even through the cage. So people know whether they like him or not, he's money. This is what's best for business. They made it happen. I never thought it was going to happen. Look,
let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
You look at the different people who have, walked through the doors of AEW, then walked out the doors and gone back to WWE, like you have right there. And you have the simple fact is it just shows how much pro wrestling's grown. And I love the fact that, like, when you leave the doors of the WWE, you still have a home. You could go back to AEW if you don't burn too many bridges. Yeah. I think Punk burned half the city of New York or Jacksonville, pardon me. But the simple fact is, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for someone to go, what happened? And him be like, hold on. And then he sits in his little Indian style, pose there with his little microphone and goes, okay, you want to hear what happened at AEW? I know it's going to happen. I knew tonight was going to be kind of quick and painless.
Yeah, let's get to it. I mean, I got a couple more things. And the title is, what did he say? I have 7 quotes from his actual, this is the first time I literally took a whole bunch of notes. I'm going to tell you exactly what he said tonight in his promo. This is, like you were just saying, and this is the first one to jump that's had the AEW world title. So we have our first world champion from AEW to come over. And we talked about it Saturday. This ain't going to be the last one. More people will end up going over to AEW. More people will end up coming over here. And, for all the people that thought, all these people are going to leave. They're going to hate that CM Punk's here. Oh, my God, it's going to be. Let's talk about all the people who left WWE, walked out of the company because CM Punk turned. I'll wait. No one. And then we'll get to his promo because he does kind of address it. And I was watching Vince McSham, shout out to you. While we were live, he was doing a watch along. Actually had 3 watch alongs on. Shout out to Earl Cole and the Wrestling Experience, Vince McSham, and Wrestling Days. All because I wanted people's reactions to this promo. I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the show, but they did it at the end. It all made sense, to me pretty much at the end. Tony Khan was asked about CM Punk. Can't talk about that. This is the professional thing to do. Really excited about All In. He just went right back to, not the duck and dodge your question, but he said he can't legally talk about it. So there was, tons of turmoil on why he left. He wasn't just terminated. He didn't just leave. He was terminated with cause. So there was problems. There was video evidence. There was, so there was a reason that everyone thought he would never come back. And I love the fact that we got surprised. Cardona. The buzz surrounding Survivor Series is what makes pro wrestling like nothing else. If you're a wrestler in the business at any level, whether you like what happened or not, last night, light a fire under your ass. I don't know what will. And it did for fans and I'm sure workers. We'll get CJ's opinion on Thursday as well. But the reactions everywhere, they showed a bunch of them on the show tonight, like fans and people, how they reacted. But the overreactions were ridiculous. Look at this one. And big shout to Sean Ross for trolling right back. Rumor, WWE will reportedly use the next 2 months to build up to Royal Rumble. No shit.
Yeah.
And Sean Ross said, source, a calendar. So, the ideas of people that they put out that try to make news and clicks is just fucking ridiculous to me. But I could rant about that way too long. Let's get to the promo. Let's get to the show. Early today, big opening, big closing. I thought I was hoping for too much. I did that for Survivor Series. CJ called me out on it. And you're right. I was hoping for too much tonight. Then we got, here's what happened on Survivor Series. Then we got, here's what happened on Survivor Series. We got Orton to open the show. Phenomenal. No problem. I was hoping, with the Drew Seth thing would turn into, you know what? We're going to fight tonight for the title.
I thought so too.
And they would fight for the title tonight. Seth, maybe Punk came out to go after Seth. DQ. Seth retains. Punk beats him down. Priest cashes in. I was expecting way too much. but we got a lot of recaps.
Yeah.
That's what we do. The show after a pay-per-view, they do recap after recap after recap. Was it a bad show? No, it was a good show. There were some good matches.
I'm not saying it wasn't. It was a pretty decent show. The only thing I thought the promo could. I was hoping that someone was going to come out and interrupt them, because the simple fact is you want to get that started. Do you want a slow burn? Some people enjoy it. Some people don't.
So hold your thought. We're getting right to the promo, and then we'll get everybody's thoughts. So
All
here
right.
he came out, finally his own merch. The song, I could tell the remix. Could you tell the remix of the?
Yeah, it was definitely a different remix of the song.
So what I was paying attention to, and I wanted to find, what's he gonna say? Is there going to be a pipe bomb? Like you said, will someone interrupt him? Will there be more? But they started it at 8 minutes till. So I got 7 quotes. He got about a quote a minute in here for me. So let's go over exactly what he said. And then I got a couple people in the panel here that we'll bring on to give their reaction. So first words from CM Punk returning after 10 years. Looks like hell froze over. We've seen that before. I started off the show saying it's kind of cold in here, like hell froze over or something. Then he said it's going to sound corny, but it's 2 words. It doesn't sound like CM Punk. He even catered to the fans for now. And he said 2 words, I've changed. And then he said 2 more, I'm home. And I was expecting the I'm home part. Then the next one, the next quote was, a wise man, Paul Heyman, once told me, to get everything I need, I would have to leave and come back.
Yeah, I thought that was Cody, because Cody did the same thing. I don't know.
But he said wise man, so I thought it was Paul.
I got a
It
point
could have
there.
been Cody. I caught the wise man thing. Next one, you mentioned her earlier. He said, just so you know, AJ is happy and she sends her regards. So, and she looks jacked. We talked about her not too long ago. I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, if we get the mixed tag match. That'd be a nice build up to the Mania. Next one.
Husband and wife versus husband and wife. I think it'd be perfect.
Yep. Hey, wrestling mama, good to see you. I hope everything's well with you. Good to see you up there in Canada. Next quote. The competition here is the best in the world, but the best in the world hasn't been here. Good one. And then the next one. WWE, I'm here in living, in living color, the best in the world is back, and his name is CM Punk. And that was his last words, but he got one little comment in while it was going off. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And that got Doc to leave. He'll be right back. So let's talk about it. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. Riley Wolf, welcome in, my friend. And you made a comment earlier that one kind of rubbed you the wrong way of all the quotes. Tell me why.
It did, honestly. Just because I'm doing this, I'm not doing this for the money.
But do you think that was just in character at the end?
I mean, it could
be a dick.
It could be, honestly. He could be working me. He could be hamstringing us. But maybe that's what it was meant to do. I'm just giving my more visceral reaction to it. It wasn't thought.
Who this?
This is Riley Wolf.
Oh, they do. Oh, sorry.
Training
you look different.
HOG, our man up here. So he's in the business, starting out, and big, always supporting you, Riley. And he had a comment about the final comment where he said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." So I wanted Riley's take on why he thought that was, rubbed him a little bit the wrong way. You can continue, Riley.
Yeah, it was more of an initial reaction to it. My initial reaction was this motherfucker. I'm offended. That was my initial reaction. Thinking it through, it was could be working us, could be doing that, but I don't know. I'm waiting to see. As it says right here, I'm not a Punk fan.
Yeah.
I respect what he's done. I respect the money he's made throughout his career, the impact he's made, the buzz he's made, the amount of attention this has brought to pro wrestling. Round of applause to you.
Yeah, really.
I respect that. That doesn't mean I have to like you.
No. All right, we'll bring you back. I want Doc's thoughts on, and I didn't get very many thoughts on the promo because I literally went live right afterwards. Now Vince didn't like it. He said it really wasn't that impactful. I heard his comments about it. Like I said, I was probably expecting too much. Also, I was expecting pipe bomb. I was expecting, and someone even said in a private chat that he thinks the money might have been a jab at AEW. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. But
That's exactly what it was. Think
promo
about
as
it.
a whole, Doc. Promo as a whole.
I liked the promo, but I didn't love it.
Yeah. I wanted more. I mean,
I thought his promo at AEW was so much better. But then again, you didn't see the man for 10 years either. So,
I think
but I
he's
will
trying to cater to the fans now to set up the big heel turn eventually, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You set them up, then knock them down. I mean, that's in the business here. But the thing I will say is this: I liked Riley's output on it. Sorry about that. I'm still learning how to control this with a phone.
No, you're fine.
Number two, I feel like that was a little jab at AEW. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. Reason being is, when Tony Khan hires somebody, he's buddy with them. I mean, he has a lot of friends that works for him. I mean, if you look at it, Punk was his friend. Joey Janela, the bad boy himself, he was his drinking buddy. Like, he loved partying with Joey Janela. I mean, I don't know what else, maybe, but still,
Yeah.
there was just a lot of friendships, and that's where I think Tony could have messed up a little bit. Like, he lets people inside. Vince never once in the years and years, Undertaker was mostly his
Do you
buddy.
think this happens if Vince was still in charge? Do you think Punk comes back?
Absolutely not. Vince would. No. I mean, I think Vince is the one that came up with the hell the hell will freeze over before he comes in, and then look what happened. Triple H being part of creative obviously has opened up doors. It has made the product more fun. I mean, the Seth Rollins Shinsuke Nakamura segment was awesome.
Yes.
So yeah, needless to say, I'm excited about the product. I'm also happy with what AEW's doing. I'll just throw that out there too for anybody out there who wants to hate on me for that. That's fine. Hate on me.
I can't wait. I want to really talk about that on Thursday about what went down and what's going on there. But to me, we got PG Punk tonight, and I think it goes back to what CJ said on Saturday. He really thinks this will be different. I mean, Punk said, "I've changed," and I think Triple H has him on a very short leash for the right reasons. We didn't get Punk coming out, bashing AEW, saying, I've been gone working with a bunch of fucking kids, and no language, nothing. He's not going to go there. He's going to walk that line for now, and hopefully he doesn't cause any. I like how they showed
special on Peacock or Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull. They're saving it for that.
Yeah, I wanted Punk and Stone Cold to be the Mania match, but it looks like it's going to be Seth. They're going to keep building to that. And I don't have a problem with it. So let me bring on someone who always very opinionated, and I love it. He's got very good ideas and reasoning behind what he says. He's been a part of my community for a couple years now. He's a moderator on my channel. Great guy. Don't let the last name fool you. But this is the one and only Odds Cornett. What's happening, brother?
Hello.
So hit me with it, bro. Tonight's show, the promo, and the return of Punk.
I knew it was going to go on last because that's just something WWE does. Hey, you want to see something you want to see? Sit through all 3 hours.
Yep.
That's how because that third hour has always been their drop off.
Yep.
Ratings wise, it's always been their drop off. So how do you get people to watch that third hour? Say something's coming up and it's in the main event. It's the last part of the show. Okay, so watch all 3 hours.
True. So what'd you think of the promo? Did you expect more? Did you, are you a Punk fan? Do you even care if he came back?
For me, outside of the ring, I started to not like Punk's attitude because he really over after he left kind of felt a lot kind of like some other people when they left, very bitter. It's the company did everything. Fuck the company. When he went to AEW, Punk, you could tell Punk was different then. Punk wanted to be a company man, but people chased him away. Now that he's in WWE, he gets that chance to show that that's exactly what he was trying to do in the first place. Be the company man and try to help out. do what I think he probably feels was a mistake, which was leaving the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Odds, you always have great input. I got two more people I'm gonna bring on, but I really appreciate it, bro. And I really appreciate all the support you give, my man.
No problem.
My man Odds with his 2 cents. I don't know. I mean, I do expect too much sometimes with the shows. I want more, but you know, the surprise was a great surprise. I can't really complain on Saturday. I mean, what the feeling?
No hints, no nothing. That's what made it great.
No. And when, you know, I go back to Sean Ross Sapp because I watched him that late that night because I wanted to know, like, what was the, you know, people were beating him up because he didn't know, he didn't call it, you know, and stuff. I'm like, they're always going to know and all the information. And I really think going forward, you'll see more stuff that'll be more surprises because Triple H and Tony Khan, for that matter, they're not dumb. I mean, people like one, hate the other, whatever. They know now that if you have anybody in your company spilling information, it's going to get to somebody, and then your surprise is ruined. As soon as it gets on the internet, I don't want to hear about, oh, this person's backstage, this person's backstage, this person's in town. Actually, Dixie Carter was backstage tonight. How about that one?
What?
I saw pictures of her taken with Cody and Nick Aldis and stuff. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, so she was right there. So she has friends there. It's just like when Punk was backstage not too long ago. But now, in hindsight, when he was back, I really think he was trying to mend some fences. And it was funny in his promo. I didn't write this one down. He said, everybody in the back loves that I'm back, and they're happy that I'm here. I'm sure that, you know, there's some that aren't happy. But, you know, like you
I
said,
even got kissed on the mouth.
Yeah.
I laughed at that.
Once the show started going, I was like, man, I was expecting a lot more, but I realized this is the WWE way. They're going to tell you what happened at the pay-per-view over and over and over. And like Odd said, like we've all said, they're going to drag you on and keep you there till the end of the show. And it's smart business. Bringing this guy back, like him or not, is smart business. And I'm excited to see who he's going to work with. I mean, I don't know. Tonight made me think that they're going to keep him away from everybody. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's just going to be regular in the back? Or,
I think he's going to be regular in the back. I think if you have a company, you have to teach your employees how to adapt. And that's what Triple H is all about, is adapting. I feel that he is going to be like, tough shit. You like it or not, it's happening. CM Punk's here to go. Here, if you don't like it, there's the door. Don't let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you. You know, like, I don't think there's going to be any catering to anybody. I think everybody, and there was also a thing I read on social media, which probably is not true, but they said Roman was pissed about it too.
That's why I said at the beginning of the show, I was like, so many people got worked because they think everyone's pissed off, but Triple H knows what he's doing. That's where I got out of all this.
What is going to sell him being back more? People being like, oh, welcome back, we love you, hugs, or people being like, fuck you, get out of our locker room? What's people going to want to watch for more?
I think I mean, that night the WWE shop crashed because they put his merch up. It crashed. You couldn't get on the site that night. And I mean, that's money. It's the most watched segment on their YouTube channel ever. It's got 47 million views or something, they said tonight. Like, his return was money. Whether you like him or not, he's back, and it's good for business. And here's the other thing. You know, Tony Khan is going to have to step up his game. And that's what I love about him. I don't think they have to jab back and forth, but he's going, man, I got to bring, I think we see Mercedes a lot sooner. You know, I think he's got to make some big moves. You got the Ospreay, you got the, you know, I think they have to try to get some eyes back over. You know, I don't know. I would. You got to do, like I said earlier, wrestling is about moments, about title changes, big matches, surprises. That's what I want. WWE will lead you all the way to the next pay-per-view, like that thing said, and then they'll give their, you know, you get your payoffs at the pay-per-view. So I don't watch Raw and SmackDown for something huge. This was built up like huge. To me, it was a good promo. Like someone said in the chat earlier, Orton's promo was better. Orton's promo was fire. He was good. R-Truth was hilarious in the back. I'm glad to have both of them. I got excited on Saturday because the Penn State-Michigan State game, Big E was playing the Michigan State drum at the beginning of the game to start the game. And I was like, man, he looks great. He's moving around and stuff, but I'm still hearing he's not going to be able to come back. And that sucks. I really want him to come back.
I don't see, I mean, I can see him come back one day. I mean, obviously you got to be sure. You know, you got to be sure of what's going to happen, or what is needed, so.
I want to address this Thursday, but let's do it now. The pictures going around. Yes, the attendance is down. Yes, I think they should be in smaller venues for a while, but I saw pictures from Saturday. That place looked pretty full. You were there.
It was really full. I'm not gonna lie, the hard cam side didn't have too many, but it wasn't like it was dead. Do I think they brought a house in? Yeah, they brought a house in.
Drum Monkey, tune in Thursday nights because we talk about that all the time. Are you even watching? I love you, Drum, but there's tons of stories in AEW right now. Months ago, 6-8 months ago, yes, I would agree with you. There wasn't that much. They got a lot of really good stories going on now and going forward. I'm not just saying that. I try to be as fair as I can to both. I prefer the AEW style than the family, kids, promo. Here's what happened last night. Lead you to pay-per-view. WWE scale back because like the women's war games, I hated it. A lot of people loved it.
I liked it. I didn't mind it.
You know what I don't like, Doc?
What?
I don't like, let's climb up to the top of the cage and let's all 5 of us kind of huddle and have a little fucking party for 2 minutes until someone jumps on us.
You didn't like the fact that she put a trash can on her, and
I get the spot. If there's 5 people, it's less of a chance you're getting hurt, jump off of there, so it's safer. The camera doesn't try to catch it, but it just looks stupid. It's overdone. They did 2 of them.
Buddy, she had to balance on the top of that cage.
Yeah.
She had to put that can over her.
She did that in NXT. She did that in the NXT War Games. So
well, I mean,
something new. Plus,
it's fun though. That's scary shit. That's scary shit.
Yeah, but
I want you tonight to, whenever you wake up, to have to take your piss because we're old people. We do that. I want you to blindfold yourself and try to make it to the bathroom.
Like I said, I get the spot.
I'm just saying.
Even AEW, it's overdone. If someone's getting on top and they're gonna Keith Lee. Not Keith Lee. Samoa Joe, 2 weeks ago. The dude's jumping off the top rope. He just walks off. And
That's
he's
beautiful.
like, what? Great. I love that. That's more of like, I want to be fooled like it's a real fight. And I know it's choreographed, but once or twice in a long time, do that top spot. It's all the fucking time, man.
By the way, RIP to JD McDonough. I thought he was dead.
Oh,
I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead the way he took that.
That was great.
I liked how he took it though. I want to say too that when watching all this, you're gonna have, what's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna have opinions. You're gonna have your haters. You're gonna have my son's one of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's wrestling. Just enjoy it. My dog just farted. God damn.
Nice. And we said that Saturday night too, and even stole Jason's podcast, That Wrestling Podcast. Check him out when they say just enjoy wrestling, and that's. I mean, this does rejuvenate a lot of WWE for me. It does, because I don't know what's going to happen, and I want that. I don't want to know what's going to happen. We do our picks and stuff, and all that. I don't want to be right. I'd rather be wrong, and something surprise happens. We do it for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Podcast for fun. We're not knocking people's opinion. Just like Doc said, everyone has opinions. We don't argue opinion. We may say you're full of shit, and CJ will tell people their opinion's wrong and stuff and fuck them. But you're allowed to have your opinion. If people had all the same opinion, it'd be boring as fuck, in my opinion. What's up, Almighty? So I enjoy it. The polarizing fact that he's back. The idea we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, another thing. People shit on AEW's big announcements all the time, which sometimes they do fall short. Tony does it just to fucking troll people, I think. But Cody's big announcement tonight, I'm going to be in the Rumble. No fucking shit, Cody.
Well, this is where that story starts to get, hopefully the story gets finished, if you know what I mean.
I hope so.
But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that another time. Listen, man.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
That's all I got, man. We'll be back Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
Definitely.
Can't wait to hear some more about what happened on Saturday in Pittsburgh while this is going on. And when I saw that picture too, there was a Penguins game, it was a holiday weekend and Survivor Series, and they still put a bunch of butts in the seats. So Pittsburgh's a great wrestling city, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it was a blast. And plus, you got to see some locals get some love there. The TME, the main event, was on Revenge. They were on Revenge, and they took on the Kingdom.
Not really.
It was really awesome. Rampage.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I saw that. I was
They
like,
were on
"Ooh."
Revenge too. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I know. I was
It
gonna
was a phenomenal
say.
event. I should know. I called it.
When I was watching both shows, I was like, "Holy fuck, that's TME!" And I always wonder because every time we've gone there, they've shown some like. Did they say Lady Frost was from Pittsburgh?
No, they said she was from some Siberia. I don't know what the hell
Because
they
on
said.
TV they said Pittsburgh.
Did they put Pittsburgh? Okay, because they
Plus,
announced it from somewhere like
Siberia or something. Because she's Frost.
yeah.
Well, Lee Moriarty too, Pittsburgh product. Got
That's what I'm saying. You had the people that made it, and you got the people that I believe that one day in this business you're going to see make it. The TME, the main event, that's Duke. The MetaHuman, Duke Jones, Gannon Jones Jr., the All Star, Duke Davis. Man, he just returned from a hiatus, which not many people make it back from, and he's one of the strongest people I know.
Oh, I didn't think this guy was going to make it. He's not here, but I wondered why he's not here.
I'm at a black and white gala, so no, I am not watching.
He's not.
You know why you did? You know why you did that? Because CJ's not here to yell at you. I'm sure you'll get you're going to get an earful Thursday. You know that, right? He's going to call you everything but Blaze.
Hey.
But like I said before, bad. It was just like those two guys. Like I said, they need contracts. They need to be signed. And I wish, like I said, I'll talk Thursday more about my conversation with Tony Khan. But like I said, it was a good time.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. Thank you, Odds, for popping in. Atticus, I know you were out there and you left. I was bring you in because I know he's a big Punk fan. I wanted his take. I'll get his take on it too. But Riley, thanks for joining everybody in the live chat. If you're watching a replay, drop a like, drop a subscription if you haven't already. We're growing very well here at the WrestleSense podcast page and Hardcore Sports Network. And I'll see you in the streams. We'll be back Thursday at 8. Peace, everybody.